So I just added some of my favorite spring vegetables to a prepared parchment line, wow, a baking sheet. In this case it was asparagus, also some beetroot, of which I leave the skin on. It gets soft and perfectly fine to eat in the oven. Also some carrots and Brussels sprouts, and I preheated the oven at 220 degrees Celsius, and I also massaged this in some olive oil, salt, pepper, and then I just cooked it for about 30 to 40 minutes until it's charred and nicely brown. In a pan I added some smoked tofu with a tablespoon of olive oil, and I just fried this up until it's crispy. If you have not tried smoked tofu, I really recommend you to try it. I'm also adding some cherry tomatoes and harissa paste. I'll link a nice recipe for harissa down below. Yeah, so you're just gonna fry this up until it combines and the cherry tomatoes become nice and soft. Now I'm also adding some fresh cooked chickpeas, just mixing that up together. And I am chopping in some spring onions, scallions I believe you can also say, and sesame seeds. And yes, I did totally use scissors to cut the spring onion. Life hack, guaranteed. That's lemon juice. More lemon juice, apparently. We're gonna move on to the tahini dressing sauce. I'm adding the lemon juice as well as quite some tablespoons of tahini. I love tahini. Lick it. Yep. Get in there. Just mix it. Mixing. As you can tell. That's how fast my hand moves. Truly. That's salt probably. It looks really funny. And pepper. Wow. It seems like it's just coming out of my hand. Garlic powder. Salt. That's coconut yogurt. It's totally optional, but it adds a nice creamy, tangy taste to it. You won't really taste the coconut back. However, it does get really thick, so you might want to need to add some water to dilute it a little bit more. There you go. Look at that hand movement, so fast. Now I'm also adding some za'atar, and then you just simply mix this up again. I added a bed of spinach to a bowl, as well as some cut up black olives and this seed mix that you can easily make yourself. I'll link below. Also a drizzle of olive oil, and then I topped it with these roasted vegetables and everything else. I'm adding a tablespoon of coconut oil to a pan on medium heat, and once this is completely melted, I'm adding in 2 centimeters of chopped fresh ginger, 1 chopped scallion, 3 cloves of garlic, and also string beans. This is about 2 big cups. Just stirring this together, and also adding smoked tofu. By now you can tell I love smoked tofu. And that's some leftover zucchini. You can actually make this with any greens or proteins, or just leave the protein out, really. It's mainly about the sauce, and if you stick to the scallion, ginger, garlic, and the herbs, you're gonna have a fantastic dish with any other greens like broccoli or whatever as well. I'm also adding some coriander powder, as well as some sesame seeds and lemongrass powder. You can't really tell, but I'm adding lemon, as well as, oh there you go, there's the lemon. And that was spicy sauce. In Dutch we say Sambal. I'm not sure how to say in English, but I'll look it up and link it below. That's peanut butter, definitely adding peanut butter to this one, and soy sauce. So if you're gluten-free, I'm not sure if you know, but there's actually gluten-free soy sauce, which I always use, and it tastes exactly the same. And that's some coconut milk, full-fat coconut milk, but you could opt for Any less dense milk like almond or oat if it's unsweetened, if you think this will be too dense for you otherwise. Just letting this on low simmer so it just fully combines and becomes thick. Then I served it with some avocado, peanut butter, and ponzu sauce, which I love. It's not the most beautiful looking dish, but it's sure as hell delicious. So for this I'm adding 2 centimeters of skinned ginger, 3 cloves of garlic, and I figured out that sambal is actually sambal in English as well. So I'm still not sure if I'm pronouncing it the right way, but basically it's this hot sauce. I'm still gonna link it down below. And I'm adding peanut butter and definitely licking off any excess because I'm not gonna wash that off. That's some agave syrup, but you could also use just brown sugar or maple syrup. I'm also adding some lemongrass powder and black pepper. Also adding in soy sauce. You don't need to add any salt since soy sauce is so salty as it is. Once you mix that up, it becomes like this creamy, smooth mixture. And I'm also adding some coconut oil to a frying pan on medium heat. 1 big chopped red onion. Just want to allow that to fry until it's completely browned. Also adding some coriander powder to this, stirring it up once again. Now I'm adding my vegan veggie balls. They're like a meat substitute. You could definitely make your own, which I do sometimes, but in this case, just for the sake of it being quick, I used pre-made ones. I'll link the ones that I used down below as well. Now it's time to add the sauce. I really like the color of this, I don't know why, but it just looks delicious. Once you added all the sauce, it's time to add creamy milk. I'm using Oatly's creamer, which is fairly new, but you could definitely just use unsweetened full-fat almond milk or oat milk, anything that's thick but not sweet. Just gonna stir this up on low heat until it combines nicely and evenly. Now you could definitely serve this with some steamed vegetables and rice. I like to eat it just like that, or I'll make a nice fried rice, for which I'll share the recipe with you guys in another video. Alright, that's it for today's video. In the next video, I'll show you how to make these crispy oven-baked pastries filled with vegetables and this deliciously fluffy banana bread. So make sure you subscribe.